good. Um, so I'm kind of thinking of the men who are looking at their situation right now, and divorce is either inevitable, or they kind of see it coming, and maybe there's some time to reconcile and figure things out, and maybe there isn't. What would be some advice that you would give those men? And it can be as many points as you want.
Um, if you really, really want something, it's worth fighting for. Even if you're the only one fighting. Um, my situation in particular, there's two extra lives that are intermixed into all the decisions that are made. So if it was just her and I, and there were no kids, and it was like, all right, let's divide up assets and just go our separate ways and never see each other again, that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing. Like, sometimes people are just not right for each other. Um, we we had two kids, and for particularly for men in that situation, like, if you think it's worth fighting for, fight tooth and nail. Um, One lesson that I learned, which is part of some of the things that I made mistakes on, is that you have to show your wife that she's a priority. She was relatively low on my list. The kids were the number one, which, circling back a little bit to some of my previous points, um, having had an abusive father and you know, a, a unique upbringing. My mom, she's gay. She's been with her partner for 32 years now, 33, something like that. So I would say particularly coming through the 80s and 90s, like that was an
Yeah.
unconventional upbringing. Um, I was hell bent on making sure that my children never had to deal with any of the kind of stuff that I had to, which put my now ex-wife on the back
Mm.
burner. We also, I opened a gym, and I had already not made my goal of making the major leagues playing baseball, which is a lofty, lofty goal to begin with. But in my mind, I had already failed at one career. I was like, all right, now I'm choosing this. I won't fail again. So that puts her behind that. So I did my part to make sure that consciously or subconsciously, she knew she wasn't a priority. Um, that's a shift. Again, hindsight, I could have easily made. And it is a lesson. I like the phrase, and the last quote was mine. This one is not mine. I'm not sure who said it, but lessons learned in blood are not soon
Mm-hmm.
forgotten. Those mistakes that I made in my previous relationship, I am not repeating in my current one. So make sure your wife knows that she's a priority. If you want her, show her. Don't just tell her, show her. That would be probably my biggest piece of advice. And know that if you take these steps, it may still not work out. Like, she may be gone. She may not want to receive anything that you're giving or trying to give, but you can always look back, and when you wash your face or brush your teeth before you go to bed, you look that guy in the mirror, you can honestly say to yourself, I did
Yeah.
everything I could. And that's priceless. You can't say anything more, and it is truly priceless to be able to say, all right, I tried everything that I could, and I gave it my 100% God's best. And if it doesn't work, then now you move to the next stage.